Today, I'm going to show you how I created this really cool, subtle background. It's not a stamp. Don't you just absolutely love finding a use for just a common thing that you can find in your house to use for your crafting, especially when that means you don't have to buy something else? Today, grab your rubber bands, go digging through your desk and find some, and let's get started on this project. My name's Julie Baca. I am so glad that you're here. So grab your stamp block and then just wrap it with rubber bands like this. And then you're going to want to make sure, because we're making a plaid pattern, we want to make sure these are evenly spaced and also nice and straight. So just double check yourself. If you're unsure, which sometimes I can eyeball it and sometimes I can't, use your grid paper and you can look through your block to see if your line is straight. And I can see this one is not straight, so I'm just going to push it over a little bit, just like that. Now, I know that the underside of this is straight because I was lining it up with the grid paper. I just have to remember that when I'm going to stamp it to ink up on this side. Now, because rubber bands are pretty flat and pretty hard, I'm going to use the Stampin' Pierce mat, which is just kind of a thick foam, and I'm going to put it underneath my grid paper here, just so we have a nice cushion to get a really good impression. Then we're going to grab our piece of cardstock. This is Basic Beige, and because I want to make a subtle background, I'm also going to use Basic Beige ink, and I'm just going to ink up this block. You know what? I inked it up on the wrong side that was not straight, so I'm going to wipe this off. Good. I'm glad that happened so I can show you how to clean this. I just rub it on my Simply Chamois. Just rub it off until it's nice and clean. Okay, now we're going to use this side. This is the one that we ensured was straight. And you're just going to tap, tap, tap on your ink pad until it's all inked up. And then we're going to line up our block on the grid paper also. And then just press it down and then just kind of hold it, allowing that ink to sink into the paper. Make sure not to rock your block though, because you don't want to get any errant ink marks on your paper. Now we're going to rotate this a little bit. Oh, do you see how that ink was kind of pooled up? That's because I made the other mistake. See, I make the mistake so you don't have to. That's because I wiped it off and it was still kind of wet when I went and inked it up. So if you go to clean off your block, make sure to now rub it on your paper to kind of dry off those rubber bands. Now you'll also want to make sure, kind of double check that those are still straight, because sometimes when you clean them or wipe them, the rubber bands can shift. It's not as much with these thicker rubber bands, but with the thinner ones, which I'm going to show you next, it's definitely good to check. So now line up your cardstock again, and now we're going to put lines perpendicular so that we create that plaid pattern. And then, because our paper is a little longer than our block, we need to continue the pattern down. So if your paper is larger, if you want to do like a larger section, you just continue the pattern like that. If your paper is bigger than your block, you can also just move your block down and stamp it. Or you can just use a really big block. This one is which one is this one? This is F, but I am using E right here. So that looks really great, but I've got another tip. Rubber bands come in all various widths, so use that to your advantage. So I wrapped a little tiny one around let's see, what block is this? This one is H. And we're going to ink that up. Well, you got to make sure it's straight for starters. Yep, that's straight. And then also with these little rubber bands, they can sometimes get twisted when you put them on your block. So make sure it's nice and flat. If you can't see them that well, which I have a hard time seeing it, I kind of feel, okay, yeah, that is nice and flat. And then we're going to ink it up. This one is a little tricky, because if you don't have your block completely level when you're inking it up, you can get errant ink marks, which you can't really tell that much. You might be able to tell there. Anyway, I take my Simply Chamois and just wipe that excess ink so that that doesn't get on my design. And now I'm going to lay down a line right close to this other one, creating another pattern. So now we're just going to continue this pattern. Okay, I got a lot of excess ink on it this time, so I'm just going to wipe and wipe. And I found the easiest way, especially with this small single rubber band, is to kind of anchor one end of it down and then kind of pivot and rock it down, lining it up as I go. And you want to make sure that you hold that block nice and straight. Let me show you what happens when, for one, you don't ink it up, and for one, you don't hold it straight. Once you would get these awful marks on your design, which would be so frustrating after you've already made something so pretty. So now just continue this design all the way. You're going to be able to use this technique with your card making and your scrapbooking. I've got some other examples to show you, but then I also want to show you how to turn this into a card. Oh no, I didn't wipe it off. Oh, look, see, I got little specks there. All right, so we just have a couple more. Whoops, let me wipe. I cannot talk and do things at the same time. Do you guys have the same problem? Oh, is it just me? I know I get a little nervous when I'm on camera, so then it just makes it even worse. And then we'll lay down one more line there. Now you can also go across like this. Let me show you what that looks like. Wipe off my mess here. And I'm going to do that same rocking motion. It just seemed to be easier for me to, one, keep the block straight so that it's along that line. So I've got some examples to show you of different ways of doing this technique that I think you'll really love. Now this card, I can't share the measurements with you because it is part of the Creativity Made Simple for this month, the tutorial, but if you get the tutorial, it's all in there. It's a written tutorial. The tutorial for this project is part of the Techniques, Templates, and Fun Folds Creativity Made Simple for this month. In this tutorial, you'll get the instructions for doing the technique, plus the step-by-step instructions and measurements for the card. You'll also learn a template and get two different card design ideas with the instructions and the measurements, and also learn a fun fold and get all the instructions for that, and also a little video on how to put that together. And in the back are the template labels for you to use. This is free with your $50 Stampin' Up! Order with me this month. My team members also get all of these tutorials for free. All right, let's make a card together using this piece that we made. I'm actually going to show you exactly how to make the card from the tutorial. So we're going to take a piece of linen thread and just wrap it around 3 times and then tape it on the back. Just tape all those pieces on there and then just snip this off. That's just going to add a little earthy texture. And then we're going to glue this to a layer. This is just going to set off the whole card with just a tiny bit of black. Just bam, looks so great. Now because of that thread, that piece is not going to lay exactly flat. So make sure to grab your bone folder and kind of squish that glue around, making sure it gets adhered really well. There, and then that is nice and tight. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna line up those pieces. There we go. Now to decorate this card really quick and easily, I'm using the Simply Leaves. This is a brand new bundle, the stamp, and then the punch. Punches out these large leaves, but we are actually just gonna use the veins for our card. So I'm just taking some scraps of paper, whoops, I'm just gonna punch out a couple leaves. That's the new Golden Glow, that's Cajun Craze, and this one is Mossy Meadow, just really great colors for fall. And then to just keep it simple, I'm just gonna use pecan pie for all of the little veins. Instead of using the same color as the leaf color, I just think this works just fine. And then I only need to get one color of ink. There we go. And then this stamp set comes with 2 different kinds of veins. So cool. Now just play around with where to put those leaves so they all go where you want them to. I like to kind of set them in there first and then glue them down. I need to visualize it. I don't know if you're the same way. And just kind of tuck those in there. I just kind of tucked them under the linen thread, these two. Because this part is kind of smaller, I want to make sure this leaf comes off of that cardstock there. It just looks so much better that way. And then for this leaf, I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals, but I want to be strategic on where I put them because I don't want to put a dimensional over here where it would be off of our cardstock. So let's put one here and here. There, that should work well. I'll just take the back off and pop those on there right there. Whoops, I don't want to put it over not over the linen thread. It gets too tall. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and put dimensionals all over the back of this piece before we add it to our card. This is just going to lift it up a little bit. Then just pop that right here on the center. Let me make sure that's straight. Yep. There are so many cute little sayings in this stamp set. I'm just going to use the thanks right there. I already heat embossed it in white embossing powder, and I'm going to use the 3-banner punch. If you don't have this, you can just cut it out with your paper trimmer and use your paper snips just to create a little banner. And we're just going to add that to our card. I'm just going to add 2 little dimensionals there. So this is also popped up. It makes cards so interesting when you add subtle texture and the shadows. So even this plaid just kind of adds just a subtle difference to this card. And I'm going to have this going off the end there. I think that looks awesome. Now we'll just dress this card up just a little more by adding a little bow of linen thread. A little one, not ginormous. Here, let me pull this down. There we go. That's better. Let's see, where should we put it? Right there? Or right there? Right there, it's good. This is my favorite way to attach bows. I just take a little mini glue dot and take your pick tool or a toothpick or something and just roll it up so it's nice and small ball. And I just place that right where I want the bow to go and then sink the knot just right down in there. So easy. Then we'll just trim off these edges here. Then we'll just add a couple of gems just to spice this up just a little bit more. Wasn't this just so quick and easy and just so interesting with this plaid background? Just add one right there. Now, what if you wanted to use additional colors, not just have it so subtle? Make sure you wipe off your rubber band in between. And remember, when that was wet, I wiped it on here also to dry it off. Then make sure to double check that your rubber bands are nice and straight again. I want to show you some of these other examples of how you can do this. You can do it on white with just one color. You can use multiple colors. That's 2 colors, and this one is 3 colors. You can double up on these thin lines. You can use colored cardstock, or just keep it simple and just make a checked background. You can also punch them out to use in your card making. Oh my goodness, this is a really messy technique. Here is a closer look. Didn't that turn out so great? So let me just share those tips again. Wrap your block with the rubber bands, making sure they're evenly spaced and making sure they're in a nice line. Before you stamp, make sure to check your block for any excess ink and wipe that off so that it doesn't get in your way and leave any marks on your pretty paper. And then play around with the different sizes of rubber bands. And then play around with the different colors. These are going to make great cards for year-round, great for scrapbooking, also for punching out for tags or any element on your card, like this. Every Friday, I've got a brand new video for you, whether it's a new technique, a template, or a fun fold. So make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell to get notified. For pictures of the cards for today, go over to my blog. You'll also find the details for that tutorial over there too. I've linked it in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sunny day.